Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pick Your Pedo. We're so glad you could be here today. Let me start by welcoming our contestants. The first one is the provocateur, leader of the dangerous faggot tour, Milo, Yiannopoulos. And our second contestant, the recipient of a $3.7 million advance from Random House for a book that nobody read, who created a show that nobody watches and even fewer people wish had been made. Ladies and gentlemen, Lena Dunham. Now, my first question, which of our contestants spoke positively about sexual molestation or inappropriate relationship with children? Which of our contestants engaged in sexual molestation of children? Which of our contestants was invited to speak at a major political party's conference? And which contestant was disinvited to speak at a major political party conference? Which contestant received a huge book advance? And which contestant received a book advance that was over 10 times higher? And for the bonus round, which of the two contestants had their book deal canceled after some pretty gross things they said when public? Which of our contestants was a victim of sexual abuse? And which of our contestants was the perpetrator of sexual abuse? Which of our contestants was immediately condemned when misdeeds came to light by their own side and by the political side that says very little about Lena Dunham? Hey, thanks everyone for playing. I hope you were scoring along at home to see how you did. Now, my point here is that if Milo had been schlepping for the far left for the last couple years, this would be a non-issue. Nobody would care that cares today. Now, Dunham is the walking, talking proof that the left doesn't actually care about pedophilia. And I'm not counting Corey Feldman, Bryan Singer, Ron Polanski, or even Chris Cuomo, who's a new addition to the list. Way to go, CNN. So the reason I made this video is not to hammer that point home. It's to talk about a line that I use all the time when I'm trolling online. I don't take anyone seriously that mocks my standards while having none of their own. There are already a million videos about Milo. It's hard to believe Milo merits any of the attention he's received. And honestly, if it hadn't been for a complete eradication of the foundation of our culture for several decades running, Milo would be just another confused gay sexual assault victim. Had it not been for the willful and shameful allowance of pederasty among the Catholic clergy for so long, Milo need not be one of those either. But that's a topic for another video. Right at this point that I was going to insert a clip of Milo and Bill Maher talking on Real Time where Milo made a joke that hit pretty flat, where Milo made a joke that fell pretty flat about learning to give head from a Catholic father named Michael, or Father John, I don't remember. But I saw the clip once or twice, and now that I'm looking for it a week later, I cannot find it. I think Real Time might have edited out of their clip. I've watched the segment 3 times and the overtime segment, can't find them. So, now, the lesson here for me is that as soon as you put someone on your platform, you own them. The CPAC/ACU must be out of their Vulcan minds to invite Milo to speak at their convention. Now, I've been following Milo for years, not in a creepy, stalking, sexual abuse kind of way, but he said ugly things about Christians, which I didn't love. He's ripped into libertarians. He claims not to be a conservative and is only associated with it because conservatism is the counterculture. So the obvious question is why CPAC would put them on their pedestal is beyond me. And now they've embarrassed themselves. As Judeo-Christians spiritually and conservatives politically, they should know that you have to put principles over people because people will always disappoint you. Principles never fail. Now, Milo was very useful when it came to Gamergate and treating the cancer that is known as modern feminism. He knows all the stats. When it comes to the myth of the gender pay gap, the unpopularity of third-wave feminism, aka self-loathing womanhood, and is a professional trigger alert when he speaks on college campuses. It's beautiful, it's fun to watch, it's total schadenfreude, it's melting snowflakes, it's joyous. Now, he can also beat progressives at their own game when it came to playing victim cards. It is very hard to make the case that someone is homophobic, racist, or bigoted against gays, blacks, etc. when he's constantly bragging about the amount of black penis residue in his mouth. When liberal institutions of higher learning are turning out progressively sympathetic shock troopers Milo has all the trump cards, no pun. They aren't taught how to combat self-evident logical truths, only how to attack the cisgendered white hetero males that deliver them. This is the sole reason why Milo is so dangerous, and I'm doing air quotes. The mistake was pretending that Milo was more than this. A useful ally in the culture war, an unlikely spokesperson for freedom and non-progressive conformance. A watchful protector. No, I'm kidding. But when it comes to choosing a flag bearer, this was such a rookie move by the ACLU. We discuss endlessly, ad nauseum, the mentors of political opponents like Obama. In his case, politically, Saul Alinsky, the mob-trained community organizer. Spiritually, Jeremiah Wright, the America-hating black liberation theologist. Culturally, Frank Marshall Davis, avowed communist pervert and pornographer. Take William J. Clinton. His self-avowed mentor, J. William Fulbright, the vicious segregationalist. His wife, Hillary Clinton. Saul Alinsky, again, that's a deuce. And Margaret Sanger, prominent eugenicist, racist, and white supremacist. Is it not a fatal mistake to not examine the principles of those the truth seekers, put up on a pedestal for others to follow? Do the scriptures not say that we are the light of the world, the salt of the earth? And modern scripture clarifies this point. That which is of God is light, and he that receiveth light and continueth in God receiveth more light. And that light groweth brighter and brighter until the perfect day. And that which doth not edify is not of God, and is darkness. And again, verily I say unto you, and I say it that you may know the truth, that you may chase darkness from among you. It's put in the simplest, most easy to understand terms. The Republican elite are said to be out of touch, but if they didn't know where this Milo road would go, they truly are blind. Sexual deviancy is a major problem in society and a grievous sin. Grievous sins, whether you agree what is a sin or not, carry consequences, inescapable consequences, and we ignore them at our own peril. Milo is a proud sexual deviant. I support Milo's staunch defense of free speech. I respect that he walks towards the fire. I also pity him due to the complete media assassination of someone by those who should be most accepting of him and his behavior. He's the victim of sexual assault. I can't think of anything worse. And as he said on Bill Maher, I'm paraphrasing, that gays have a tough road, and the progressive left now treat him like a child in Hollywood to be politically sodomized into obscurity. Another nod to Bryan Singer. Milo will probably recover. Someone's going to pick up his book. There's plenty of ways for a provocateur to support himself in the outrage economy, which is not going away anytime soon. But Milo said it best on Real Time when referring to Lena Dunham.
Your side has gone insane. The Democrats are the party of Lena Dunham. These people are mental, hideous people. The more that America sees of Lena Dunham, the fewer votes the Democrat Party is ever going to get.
Now, those on the right should have listened very carefully to Milo's own words and should have possessed the foresight to know what would happen before making a decision to tacitly rebrand their party as the party of Milo. Hey Milo, cheer up, buddy. Just remember, if you get disinvited from CPAC, you can always go back next year.
And we have to be smart. We have to be smart.